Hideki Tajo was not born a villain, nor a hero. He was born in 1884 in Tokyo, into a Japan that was anxious, ambitious, and searching for its place in the world. His father was a military officer, and from a young age, Tajo was raised in a culture that valued discipline, obedience, and loyalty above all else. Emotion was secondary. Duty was everything. Tajo was not naturally brilliant. He was not charismatic. He was not creative in the way history often celebrates. But what he did have was something that Japan's military system rewarded deeply: absolute commitment to rules, structure, and authority. He believed that a strong nation required strict order, and that personal feelings must always bow to national duty. As a young man, Tajo entered the Imperial Japanese Army. He worked relentlessly, memorizing regulations, following commands precisely, and expecting the same from everyone around him. His peers often described him as rigid, humorless, and uncompromising. He was not loved, but he was respected. In a system built on hierarchy, that respect carried him upward. Japan, in the early 20th century, was changing rapidly. The country had modernized quickly, but with modernization came fear. Fear of Western powers, fear of economic dependence, fear of losing national identity. Military leaders increasingly believed that Japan's survival depended on expansion. Tajo believed this deeply. To him, strength was safety, and weakness invited destruction. As Japan expanded into China during the 1930s, the war became brutal. Civilian suffering was immense. Reports of atrocities surfaced. But Tajo did not see events through a moral lens. He saw them through a strategic one. He believed that questioning orders weakened the nation. To him, hesitation was betrayal. In 1941, as tensions with the United States escalated, Japan faced a crossroads. Economic sanctions were strangling the country. Oil supplies were running out. Diplomacy was failing. Many feared war with America would be disastrous. Hideki Tajo did not. When he became Prime Minister of Japan in October 1941, he carried the weight of a nation that believed it was cornered. Tajo saw war not as a choice, but as an obligation. In his mind, surrendering to foreign pressure was worse than destruction. 2 months later, Japan attacked Pearl Harbor. The strike shocked the world. For a brief moment, Japan felt powerful, victorious, united. But Tajo underestimated something critical: the industrial strength and resolve of the United States. What he believed would be a quick, decisive conflict became a long, devastating war. As the war dragged on, Japan began to lose, slowly at first, then catastrophically. Resources vanished. Cities burned. Civilians suffered. Yet Tajo refused to change course. He tightened control, silenced dissent, and demanded greater sacrifice from a population already starving. His greatest flaw became clear. He believed loyalty to a plan mattered more than reality itself. By 1944, Japan was collapsing. Military defeats mounted. The people were exhausted. Tajo was forced to resign as prime minister. The man who once embodied authority now watched power slip from his hands. In 1945, after Japan's surrender, Tajo attempted suicide as American forces came to arrest him. He failed. He was placed on trial at the Tokyo War Crimes Tribunal, accused of leading a war of aggression and bearing responsibility for massive human suffering. During the trial, Tajo accepted responsibility, but only within the framework he understood. He claimed he acted for Japan. He claimed duty demanded his choices. He never fully acknowledged the human cost beyond national obligation. In 1948, Hideki Tajo was executed. History remembers him as one of the central figures responsible for Japan's path into World War II. But his story is more than a warning about power. It is a lesson about mindset. Tajo's life teaches us that discipline without empathy becomes cruelty. Loyalty without reflection becomes blindness. Obedience without moral courage becomes dangerous. He believed that serving the system mattered more than questioning it. That belief carried him to the highest office and all the way to the gallows. Leadership is not just about decisiveness. It is about wisdom. True strength is not the refusal to bend, but the ability to adapt. And the greatest danger is not failure, but the certainty that you are always right. Hideki Tajo did what he believed was his duty. But history shows us that duty without conscience can destroy not only enemies, but one's own nation and oneself. His story reminds us that power magnifies character. And when a character lacks compassion, the cost is paid by millions.